A firm is operating in a short run. Its fixed cost is 250,000, while average variable cost is 37.5 and price is 50. Determine the size of the lot the firm should produce to avoid losses. What must the lot size be if the firm wants to earn a minimum profit of 50,000? Consider a long-run cost function. C equals 700 Q raised to power 0.67 with initial output Q naught equal 600 and price P naught equals 120. Calculate the initial profit. 2. Should the firm accept the price cut of 30% if orders were thereby doubled? 3. What is the minimum price cut acceptable to the firm to double output? Suppose the marginal product of labor is currently equal to its average product. If you were one of 10 new workers the firm was about to hire, would you prefer to be paid the value of your average product or the value of your marginal product? Would it be in the interest of an employer to pay you the value of your average product? Now we go into the second part of the question, and it reads as follows. It says, consider a long-run cost function where C is 700 Q raised to power 6 over 7. The cost function is given by C, which equals to 700 Q raised to power 0.67. And we were given an initial output Q naught of 600 units. We were also given initial price of 120. Now, this we have to have a good understanding of cost concepts and analysis to be able to solve this. Now, the question is calculate the initial profit. Initial profit of pi naught is unknown. So these are the information we are given. This is the cost function. That means when you solve this out, whatever you get is the total cost of producing 600 units of this commodity by this firm at this price. We already know that for us to calculate profit, every layman knows that profit is simply total revenue minus total cost. We just did that earlier on. Total revenue minus total cost. Now, if I have to delete this information, I hope we took that down. Okay, profit is total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue, we know it to be, let me bring this up. I say profit, initial profit is total revenue minus total cost. We already know that total revenue simply means the price, which in this case is 120, times the quantity. The quantity is 600. Subtract the total cost. We are given the total cost function to be 700 times Q. Q is 600 raised to power 0.67. So when you work this out, you get 72,000. 120 times 600 is 72,000. Then you have 700 times, when you work that out, you are going to have 600 raised to power 6.7 will give you 72.67. 72.67. So this will give you 72,000 minus 700 times 72.67. That will give you 50,869. 50,869. And then your final answer, which is our initial profit, will be 21,131. This is our initial profit. Initial profits by subscript not will be 21,131. You see, you can take this down, pause the video, rewind, do whatever you want to do, just grasp what we are trying to do here. So the first part of the question has been answered. Part B1 has been answered. We now move to part B2. Part B2 says, should the firm accept the price cut of 30%? We know that the price, PO, the initial price is 120. Now, P1, which is the price cut, should be cut by 30%. What they are saying invariably is that should the firm accept a price that will be 30% less of 120. So how do you work that? 120 times 30%. This is 30%, 30 over 100. When this goes, this goes, this goes, this goes, what is left is 36. So the new price, P1, will be 120. They said 30% less of 120. 30% of 120 is 36. Less of 120 is 84. So P1 is now 84. Now the question is, should the firm accept the price cut of 30% if others will thereby double? That means others is talking about the quantity. We know the quantity is 0 naught to be 600. Now if you are to double it, 0, 1 will now become what? 100 and 1,200. To double means 600 times 2. To multiply it by 2, it will give you 1,200. Please, I hope we are taking all of this down. Take all of this down. Take all of this down. So we move forward now. With our new price, where P1 is 84 and Q1 is 1,200. What will the profit be compared to the initial profit we had? So profit 1, subscript 1, will be, as usual, total revenue minus total cost, where total revenue is price times quantity. The price is 84 times the quantity 1,200 units minus total cost is, from the cost function, is 700 times the Q, which is 1,200 raised to power 0.67. Hope we get that. Now 84, when you multiply 84 by 1,200, you have 100 800s. And then when you try and open the bracket, you have 700 minus 700 times 1,200 raised to power 0.67 will give you 115.62. You've opened the bracket. Now 100 800 minus 700 times 115.62, you get 80,937. So when you take this out of this, you take this out of this, you end up having 19,862. Now the question is, should the firm accept to embark on this option? If you compare our first, this is the second profit, T1, pi subscript 1, and the first one we had, pi subscript naught, was we had 21,131. When you look at these two, you realize that this one is quite higher than this. The firm is making a higher profit in this case. So the first option should be followed. The second option should not be followed. So your answer should be no. No is your answer. Your answer should be no. No, because 21,131, let me write this up. Let me write this up a bit. The first stuff we had, we said theta pi naught gave us 21,131, which is our first profit. Our first profit is much higher, so therefore we should not embark on it. It is less. It is 19,862. It is less. So we move on to the third part of question 4. B3. We now move on to B3. B3. Now in B3, they ask what is the minimum price cut acceptable to the firm to double output. This question sounds like that of 2 that we just finished. What is the minimum? I always tell us when we hear the word minimum, let this always come to your mind. Total revenue equals to total cost. What is the minimum price cut? Now, we know total revenue is price times quantity. Now, they're asking you for the minimum price cut. For the fact they said minimum, would answer that by bringing this formula first. The minimum price cut. Total revenue is price times quantity, and this one has been given. We are going to experience a price cut in this case. We can't use our original price, which is 120. We cannot use it here. By how much are we going to reduce the original price? We do not know. That's what we are asked. That's what we are being asked now. So, but we know that the initial price is 120. 120 minus how much will give us the new price? We don't know, minus X. Our times is brought here, times Q, equals to total cost. Please observe this very critically. This is what you need to solve this problem. 120 minus X times Q equals total cost. Now, when you have this, 120 minus X times Q, they said the output will double the same 1,200 equals to total cost. Total cost, we already know the cost function of 700 times the new doubled quantity, 1,200 raised to power 0.67. When you multiply, this is how you do this, so you don't make errors. You put this in brackets. This is not necessary anyway, it's not necessary, but let's go. 120 times this will give you 120 times 1,200 will give you 144,000 minus X times 1,200. It will give you 1,200x, which equals to, remember we've had this value before now. We had that value to be, 80,937. That's what that value will give you. We had that when the output was 1,200. That was the cost function then. So when you pick like terms, of course you have, when this goes here, you have minus 1,200x equals to 8937 minus 144,000. Here you have minus 1,200x equals to, when you take 80,000 from 144,000, is going to give you, let me see the calculator. When you take this out of that, you will get 63,063. That's what you get. Then minus, this minus will cancel out. You have x equals to 63063 divided by 1,200. This will give you the value of 52.55. So the price cut from this part, 52.55 is x. So therefore, 120 minus 52.55 will give you the amount the new price is going to be. And when you do that deduction, 120 minus 52.55 will give you the price cut. But your answer in this case has to be in percentage. Get me right. So when you take 120 from 52.55, you will get roughly 64.5. So this is the actual price that we are going to work with, or that we worked with to get this. But they are asking for the price cut. To get the price cut, let me take this away now. To get the price cut, what you do is you work on this, we know what x is. X is 52.55 in percentage. That means this percent of 120 was what was reduced. Now you have 120 times, what is that percent? We don't know. Give it x all over 100 equals to this amount, 52.55. So when you solve, this goes, 12x equals to 520.55. When this multiplied to that, then x equals to 43.8. So the price cut is 43.8%. So this is how you solve the question. I hope we get this clear. I hope so, but if you don't get it, let me know in the comment box, and if there's anything I can do extra, I think I will try my best. Then we'll move to the next question. They said, suppose the marginal product of labor is currently equal to its average product. If you were one of 10 new workers the firm was about to hire, would you prefer to be paid the value of your average product or the value of a marginal product? Now, this question is trying to test your understanding of the law of variable proportion. The law of variable proportion. I will not go fully into that now, but I will try my best because of the length of the video. I don't want this to go too long. It's getting too long now. We're just solving just one question. Now, the law of variable proportion. What you should know in that law is that there is a difference between, the most important concept in that law is the concept of average cost and average product. Marginal cost and marginal product. there's a difference between average product and marginal and average cost. There's a lot of difference. One thing you should know is that average product will definitely fall with time. It will go to hell. It will go down. It may want to rise from the beginning, but on the long run, it will go down. This goes down. This goes up. It will start low. This starts high, ends low. This starts low and ends high. That's the difference. That's just the difference between them. Now, whether you talk of this or this, marginal product M is always, from the onset, is always greater than average product and average cost. Always greater than average cost from the beginning. From start. We'll be looking into this when I come back next time. Because of the video, I will try and see how I can explain this to us, if you get this, so that just in case the equation might be changed, it will not be difficult for us to answer it, no matter how they twist it. So please leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know your feedbacks. If you have any question or any area that seems to be a little bit confusing,